First, we've got James Weaver. Evan Goldberg. Chase Sweet Wonders. Mike Barinholtz. Kathryn Hahn. Kathryn and Seth Rogen. If all of you can stand right here with me on this line, it's the best light. Thank you, my friends. Yeah. We just want to look good. Okay, Seth, Evan, James, tell me where the origin for this came from. Tell me how you started making this project.
It's all the terrible things that have happened to us over the last 20 years, rolled into one show.
It really is. Yeah, we once were in a meeting with an exec and he said, I got into this because I love movies and now it's my job to ruin them. And we were like, oof, what a comedic role to have in this industry. And then many years later, we're big fans of Larry Sanders' show. That was very inspirational to us. And we thought, wouldn't it be funny to make fun of all the pain we've gone through over the decades trying to make remotely good movies. And I think that to us is like, I think a lot of people wonder why so many bad films are made in Hollywood. But what people should wonder is how any good films are made in Hollywood. Which is what we're trying to show here, yeah.
I was going to ask you to share some of your personal stories, but I actually want to know if has anyone ever brought up that Kool-Aid idea to you?
No.
Not that exact idea, but very
Very similar,
ideas.
yeah. We might have had a Jenga meeting or two. Closed on Jenga.
I feel like you should make sure you have the rights to that as this releases.
We're working on it.
Just in case.
We didn't even legally clear it, so let's hope that goes well.
Okay, this project does such a good job of blending the real life industry figures with the fictional storylines and the characters. Do you think that I think that part really enhances this authenticity of the show. It wasn't what I was expecting as when I started watching it. How did you make that decision to kind of balance it?
We wanted to paint like a real, very accurate picture of a Hollywood movie studio, and so we wanted to use people that you believe a studio would get excited about, and that you believe people who love film would be passionate about, and I feel like it's like, I remember watching like the Entourage movie, and they're having like a big party, and like Bob Saget's the most famous guy there, and I was like, love the guy, but it was always like, I don't know if that's how it would be, and so we wanted to paint as real a picture of Hollywood as we possibly could by using the people that people in Hollywood are actually excited by, basically, yeah.
And when you were writing the characters who are not real figures, were you writing those with some of these specific actors in mind, or did you bring the characters, as you found the right actors? What order did that happen?
I think we've worked with a lot of people, some of whom may be in this room, who people may or may not be based on, and it's an amalgam. Let's say it's an amalgam.
Yeah, but we heavily catered the roles to our performers, and we talked a lot to the actors on the show, and once we cast the show, we heavily rewrote it like for the people in the show,
The style of how the guys shot the show would really require that we have people who are incredible comedic talents, and so we had to make sure we got the best people that we could. And
Yeah.
I feel like you brought up the aesthetics of the show. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because you shot it in a unique way, right?
Yeah, well, there's no cutting in the show, so every scene is one continuous shot. Which was a great way to mitigate studio notes, honestly, because we literally couldn't change anything after we filmed it.
Yeah, the main studio note is, why are you doing this?
Why are you doing that? And they'd be like, could you take out this
just
line?
not do exactly what you're doing
exactly,
every
yeah.
take?
Yeah, could you take out this line? And we'd be like, no. We'd be like, could you tighten this up? We'd be like, no. No, it was, to us, we wanted to be very immersive and to feel as though you were like literally in the rooms. It built from our, it's based on our experience of being in these rooms, and your head is kind of on a swivel, and we wanted to feel very immersive, and we wanted to be very stressful and kind of panic-inducing, which is our experience in the industry. And so we thought if we just never cut, you'll really be on edge, and we'll never give you that relief of kind of
If we're panicking because there's no cutting, you'll panic when you're watching.
Exactly.
We'll all freak out together.
Yes, and all anyone wants from a relaxing night of watching television is a panic attack.
When you were working out which A-list actors were going to play themselves, what was the process for getting them on board to participate?
Who liked us?
Yeah,
Who liked it? Yeah.
Who we're friends with already, and then some people who showed up that we're not friends with, and I still don't know why.
I'm amazed. Yeah, I'm shocked at who. I've never met Martin Scorsese before. The set of the show was the first time I met Martin Scorsese, and we couldn't believe he did it. But we worked hard to write roles we hoped were funny and that we hoped people would respond to, and all anyone wants is like a good joke. That's what we really learned. Is like it's very enticing to people to feel like they get to be funny, and even Charlize were like, "You have one line, but it'll kill. We promise." And so that was a big part of it, was just making people feel like they were getting to do something that they thought was funny,
Definitely. Okay, for the cast, what made you want to participate in this? The roles, the scripts, what was when you read it, how did you feel?
I mean, when you hear Seth and Evan, these are like my heroes. These guys made me come of age. I feel watching Pineapple Express was the moment I became a woman. But I mean, I was lucky enough to get a call back, and Seth and Evan were there, and it was a scene that's no longer in it, but Seth was like cosplaying as Leonardo DiCaprio, and I had to be the young creative exec who had to talk to him, and he was just like, forget the script, let's just enter the riff zone. And then I entered the riff zone with Seth, first time meeting him, and I guess I did okay, because I'm here now. But it was a real no-brainer.
Seth called me and said, "Oh, we're running a show about show business. Will you be in it?"
These are derogatory impressions. Continue.
I said yes. I say yes, whatever Seth and Evan call and offer us anything, even though they are Canadian, which means they are our geopolitical enemies now. So it's a very easy yes.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. When I heard Seth and Evan, I wanted in, and then I heard that Kathryn O'Hara was in it, which was a dream. And the structure of it sounded really ambitious. These oneers, and I knew that it would have to be rehearsed like a play, like every scene, which really, the panic of just not wanting to fuck it up for everybody else really added to this, the ensemble, which, anyway, it was a really dream gig.
What are we talking about? I had a Zoom with Evan and Seth a few months before or something, and their enthusiasm and their laughs are so infectious. Both their laughs. I know you know Seth, but Evan's is really insane. And they described it all. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. It sounds fun. It sounds like I'm wearing nice clothes. Times. And then I got the scripts and I read them on an airplane, and I was laughing so much. Really, really, really funny. So how would you not want to be part of it? And then realizing what a wonder was when we were actually doing it was crazy. You talk about the panic of being in those.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like every day.
It was very stressful.
Yeah. But exciting, really exciting. And then when you finish the 40 takes.
16 was the average, but yeah, it was a lot.
And when you
Yeah.
finish, then there's no covers, there's no close-ups, no other bullshit. So I was like, oh yeah, it's done.
Yeah. We could watch the Wonder episode the day we wrapped it. Like, that's what was crazy.
Yeah.
It's like it was done. Like it was pretty weird. Yeah.
Definitely unique. I feel like watching it is hard to understand. I mean, obviously, y'all are insanely talented and all of the actors, but hitting the comedic beats while everything is so fucking chaotic and stressful and with no cuts is like, holy shit. So wonderful job. I don't know how you did it, except for the 40 takes, like you said.
16.
I heard 40. I don't know. you talk about like what people should be expecting from the rest of the series. We just got a taste tonight of 2 episodes. Can you speak to that?
I mean, as you can, the show is very episodic. Like it has kind of like a general storyline that goes throughout it, but we really try to make each episode feel like a little self-contained movie, kind of with like a joke that is very specific to each episode and is kind of set up and paid off throughout the course of the episode. So yeah, there's like an episode of the Golden Globes, for example. There's I mean, I don't want to ruin it.
Well, I would say the common denominator is panic.
I'm dating.
Non-stop panic.
Yeah, a lot of panic. You get into my personal life a little bit.
Which goes no better than his professional
Which goes
life.
catastrophically poorly. We go to CinemaCon in Las Vegas for a few episodes. We have some panic over appearing to be racist while casting the film. We really try to drill down on the different elements of the industry. And yeah, each episode is sort of like its own little short film, I guess. Yeah.
Support all women. That part is it. What? Is there, from the episodes that we did get to see tonight, I would love to hear from y'all what your favorite moments were. That fall was so good. But what were, like on set, what was your favorite moment to experience?
I think people were laughing when she says it, but when my hot character comes in after the Marty meeting, she comes in, she says, "Marty Scorsese on God,"
Yeah.
And it's the best line.
No, and then she says, again, I think people were laughing after the poster, and she goes, "Steve Buscemi is worst case scenario." And she improvised that joke. And if you look, it pans to Ike, and there's a look of shock on his face. Like, he literally, it's like, you can't believe she said it. It truly was one of the funniest things I've ever seen someone say.
I got a simple one when Pete Berg says, "We're good on notes." That's the most, I've seen that moment play out. It's brutal, it's terrible, it's real.
It's very real. And when studio execs do come to set, you do give them their own little video village. That's like sort of like sequestered away from the real action. Yeah. I mean, no, we don't. You're welcome to hang out with us.
I thought you got your own raisins.
I got my own raisins. Yeah. We try to make it nice for them.
I loved us all parading through the streets of Vegas with an active casino floor, just wreaking havoc.
Yes.
That was really stressful.
Watching Martin Scorsese cry was very, very funny. We were trying to not break. But that was a dream.
There was a moment where we told Martin Scorsese, like, "See, I should have sold this to fucking Apple." And he's like, "You guys say fuck too much." And we're like, "We say fuck too much."
Yeah, the structure, I've seen that second episode a couple times, and the structure of it is so solid. Like, the build of it every time is a nightmare. Like a living nightmare.
Also, Sarah Polley still brings it. She's still got smoke, man, but she's so funny.
What was yours?
Oh, I love at the end of our first scene after I've been fired.
Oh, yeah?
They were outside.
Oh, it was
And
beautiful.
we shot for a while.
Yes.
We should, not 40 days.
Not for it. 20 to make it 16.
And then it was fitting, and we'd go inside, then come out, and whatever back. And then that rainbow, double rainbow happened.
Yeah, it was really amazing.
You don't think it's fake?
It's not.
That what you see was exactly what we're.
No, and that was like the.
Get back out here.
I know, yeah. It was like the beautiful thing about shooting the way we do is you could capture like that moment was all one take and one shot, and the other 15 takes looked like shit, and then that one there was a fucking no rainbow.
Yeah, you got that shot. That shot you got.
What was yours, Seth? What was it, that wonderful fall?
The fall is funny. Yeah, to me, just Sarah Polley. I've known Sarah Polley for like 15 years or something. I was in a movie she made a long time ago, Take This Waltz, it's called. And I always thought she was so funny. And she's just like such a funny person in general. But yeah, when she's just, there's the part where she's just like, "What are you still doing here?" It's like she channels this weird, like deep guttural voice. Every time she did that, I would laugh pretty hard.
Well, I want to to thank all of you for going through this intense stress to provide us with tons of laughs. The world needs way more comedy right now. So thank you so much.